May the souls of the departed rest in eternal peace.
Especially to members' issues as per Rule 25 of our Rules of Procedure. So I want us to go through this very important aspect of the bills, and all that we go to Prime Minister's time and we receive members' issues, we handle members' issues. So matters of national importance will come later. We are focusing on the budgeting process, committee chairpersons, our deadline, because you see, if I don't receive the reports early, then we won't have a more engaging and constructive debate. And this is where when we are discussing policy statements, reports, this is where, honorable colleagues, you bring out the salient issues which you identified at committee level, which you identify even in your constituencies, by the way, and you bring them to the fore so that they are given serious attention during the budgeting process. So I need the reports completed. Today we are going to handle some, but all through next week, I want us to give ardent time to the budget so that, you know, the final figures and all that, the priorities are given serious scrutiny during plenary. Because when we are doing the final budget report, we usually do not have much time. So this is the most critical time that we can discuss. So I hope committee chairpersons, you are doing very well in terms of time. And for those who have not yet submitted their reports, please ensure that next week we have all those reports and we have them considered. So matters of national importance will be after. Next item. Procedure L.O.P.
Prison did not have a meeting of minds on a matter that is quite imperative. We have discussed in this House missing Ugandans on account of their political affiliations, people who are in jail for years, some over 3 years, because of their political persuasions. Trial has not kicked off because there's no evidence against them. And like I called it yesterday, it's persecution as opposed to prosecution. Right Honorable Speaker, these matters are in the public arena. We have tabled those lists here in Parliament several times, forwarded the same to the Prime Minister, forwarded the same to Uganda Human Rights Commission, and they are also on court record because these people are being processed through courts of law. Honorable Speaker, I seek your indulgence so that I, for the umpteenth time, table those lists again, so that there be no excuse from anybody, because there are people who are saying, you see, NEP is not availing these lists because all of a sudden there are some people who are saying they care so much about these people. It's good that they now agree with us that these people are simply being persecuted. Otherwise, if there was any offense they committed 3 years down the road, somebody should have been tried. So it's good that they are seeing what we have been saying. So, Honorable Speaker, for there to be no pretense and for there to be no excuse, especially from government officials who sit here with us in Parliament, where we have tabled these lists, I seek your indulgence that I table these lists again, so that the Right Honorable Prime Minister, the Attorney General, Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs, and anybody else, anyway, who has interest in this matter, the same way we do have interest in this matter, and thinks they can pick it up, they will then have access to the record. There should be no pretense, Right Honorable Speaker. That's the procedural indulgence that I seek, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Now, Honorable Ssenyonyi, in the Parliament, when colleagues come here to submit, they mean serious business. Yesterday, the Honorable Balaam raised this issue. The Honorable Balaam has not been a government official, has not been a member of Parliament. These are issues we are giving to government officials, to anyone, okay, and had not received any prior copy of those lists. So I took it that he was asking in good faith. And to me, considering how we've grappled with this issue, anyone who can put a block anyone who can use their own tactics, might be tactics, their influence, we give them chance, okay? So that these young people who are alleged to be in prison can be helped. So I know, please, the speaker is speaking. You don't interrupt the speaker when he's speaking with procedure. Okay, so I know we received the copy, but for it to be witnessed by the Honorable Balaam, okay, and I'll ensure that indeed he receives it before he leaves here. Honorable Ssenyonyi, you can lay on table the copy you have.
When we got here in Parliament, we had to be oriented, and we continue to learn, you know, so it's a good thing that when new members do join us, if there is information they require, maybe they should be helped where to access it, because like you have rightly said, Right Honorable Speaker, we table those lists severally, and so they are within the records. However, for there to be no excuse anymore, I would like to lay on table, number one, the list of NUP supporters on remand in various courts, the likes of Olivia Lutaya and others who have been held for over 3 years. Trial has not kicked off, and we have been demanding and continue to demand that they be released.
Honorable, the procedure for laying, you just read the document and you lay.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I was simply explaining the document that I am laying, and so I have laid that list. I'd like to also lay the list of missing NUP supporters, which has John Bosco Chibalama and others, who, by the way, the Prime Minister told us was arrested and she knows where he is. I lay on table, Right Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you. You know, colleagues, managing politicians is a difficult. Yeah, but I'm still talking. The speaker is heard in silence. You know what the rules say. Then after, okay. So, honorable colleagues, thank you, Honorable Ssenyonyi. I think this is okay, honorable colleagues, and it's courtesy, okay. And I urge you, honorable colleagues, you know, the best way to win an argument on this floor of Parliament is by being courteous to each other. That way you win many hearts. You win, you know, the moment you do that, then we focus on the argument, okay. Thank you, Honorable Ssenyonyi. Please, clerk, ensure that a copy is formally given to the Honorable Balaam Bargahara as he requested. Okay. Procedure I had, Honorable Enos had, but I hope it's not on this
order of business and how we get to have matters on the order paper. Is it procedurally right? Because you keep insisting that we follow the rules of the House. Is it procedurally right for members to keep bringing items to be discussed when they are not on the order paper, claiming that it's a procedural matter?
Now, ability is needed, but indeed, like Honorable Enos is saying, let's try to remain in the reign of rules. Yes, Honorable Chibadia, you had a procedure matter?
What L.O.P had commented, but Right Honorable Speaker, my request to L.O.P. Right Honorable Speaker, even us, members of NRM, feel for those people who are in custody. We request that when we get volunteers who are ready to intervene in this thing, let's put politics outside this and get people ready to help. But what happens, Right Honorable Speaker, on most occasions, when somebody is moving towards getting a solution, now you see the party coming in, people trying to play politics here and there. So, Right Honorable Speaker, through your office, given that L.O.P now has presented, has tabled, and has said that is going to work with the members who are ready to intervene, we request that this time we don't want politics to get involved. Let's solve this, whether it's an NRM person is solving it, whether any other person is intervening, let's have it Right Honorable done.
Thank you.
I have tabled the lists, and you have advised that whoever wants to have access to these lists.
Honorable Ssenyonyi, please just just
allow me to raise my...
No, just raise it a bit. Rule 78 of our rules of procedure on the floor. Now I don't have anyone holding the floor. But then also, there is when we have order to do with like decorum in terms of dressing. That's why I was insisting. I thought you've seen someone maybe who has no tie, someone putting on slippers, That's why I was allowing. Okay? Okay? So, you get it. But if it is on the matter which we have just finished, honorable colleagues, let's close this matter. Let us not exchange. My brother, yeah, thank you. Thank you, Rob. Yeah, thank you. Let's close this matter. Honorable Think, I hope it's not on the same.
Right. I am moving under Rule 7 and 8. Because I'm finding what we are discussing strange and I will need your guidance. We have the amnesty law in this country. I was not privileged to hear the submission of the good addition from Bunyoro yesterday, but with the lists laid on the floor of the House, I am asking myself, when the lists are laid on the floor of the House, on the request from Honorable Balaam'S, are we handling some kind of amnesty process? Are we handling some kind of amnesty process? Because as far as I know, when you are suspected to commit a crime, you are produced before courts of law and a due process is followed. It is those who choose to ask for amnesty and formally apply for it in the Amnesty Commission. In the Amnesty Commission that are given amnesty. So maybe I said I was not privileged to hear the submissions from my honorable colleague. I said a good addition from Bunyoro. Was he applying for amnesty?
Thank you. Thank you. From Bunyoro to this House. The Honorable Balaam said here on the floor yesterday that he would also, now as a member of cabinet, he would want to be appraised on this matter and see how he can contribute his effort, like how other people have been contributing their effort. So the information provided here is for him to also add the effort on the other efforts that have been going on to solve the matter. So to me, as long as someone knows he's going to add value, now by the way, now he has authority. Hey, this is not the Balaam we knew of. Yesterday he reminded us, he said, I'm a full minister now. So we only need to wish him well. And we give him all the support necessary. You never know where his hand can reach. So let's give him that support. Now, honorable colleagues, honorable colleagues, I implore you, if you have a special guest or what, you should always bring them here, they see what you are doing. This is Mr. Bewaze James, who is in the... he taught me from primary 4 to primary 7. Now, Honorable Ssenyonyi is up. Whatever he did to me shaped me into what I am today. But above all teachers, why I picked, I was in primary 4, and don't interpret it to mean child labor. He appointed me a salesman. Additional income, he would make pancakes. And you know how good they are. And I would be selling for him during break time and at the close of school. And then the next day. Now, issues of transparency will be discussed later. From that, I learned that you can you can make a profit. You can do something and you benefit from it. Because I would consume it all right away. I remember we had agreed, so I would 10%, which was, I think I was a good negotiator at that young age. So he would give me that much, and at the end, I would be having like 4 pancakes. Of course, at that time, we were just admiring. And then you also remain with some. So you can see, this is where, I think each one of us has such a story. Yes, admiring, yeah, you start admiring Ari much later when you're legally around, okay? So Honorable Beatrice Ssenyonyi, and please join me once again in welcoming them. Thank you, Honorable colleagues. Honorable colleagues also in the public, Honorable Nyeko Derek and Honorable Marende Shamim, they've come to observe proceedings of this House. Please join me in welcoming them. Please stand up for recognition. Well dressed. Thank you. I think they've balanced the colors properly. Thank you. You can take your seat. Thank you. Story Students Association. They've come to observe proceedings of this House. Please join me in giving them a very warm welcome. Thank you. Yes, honorable colleagues, in the interest of time, I think we should. Honorable Fidra, you seem to be burning.
Yes, thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Country, all of us are quite aware of, to the extent that even honorable members, some of our colleagues have met their demise through it. And more so, the day before yesterday, in Arua district, a staff of OPM, Solomon Abenika, who was riding his OPM motorbike, was knocked in the streets of Arua city and had to sustain 3 broken limbs. Just as he was being prepared to be operated, he breathed his last breath. And today the body is in St. Philip's, and that was to the carnage, reckless driving within Arua city. In Madiokolo yesterday, the chairperson for a circle group is called George, again was knocked by a reckless driver. And again, he broke both of the limbs. He's being prepared for operation. You are well aware that the police, in their Easter message, brought it to our attention of this country that during Easter alone, Ugandans who lost their lives through accident were more than 80, and there were more than 200 accidents. Why am I bringing this in reference to your communication? I think it is ample time and prudent time for us to review the traffic laws in this country. I do remember when we were in Rwanda, Rwanda decided to revise on the speed limit within the city, from bringing it down from 120 to 80. And then that again reduced on the accident rates in this country to 60. My appeal through you, Right Honourable Speaker, that this Parliament considers reviewing the speed limit for different vehicles in the streets of this city, leaving alone even the motorbikes that are rampantly killing us. If it pleases you, more so on the side of government, I think it is time for us to review and move forward, and then we see over time how that can impact on the accident. Finally, as I sit, Right Honourable Speaker, this is related to the road infrastructure we have in this country. My Madiokolo is a village road. We just received 500 million for the road fund, which you presided over, that every constituent should receive. As I talk now, only 500 has been received. And these accidents are happening across even the constituencies in the villages. People are dying. Maybe through you, the minister can expedite the process of releasing the 500 more, so that we are in line with reducing the road carnage accidents throughout the country. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, honorable colleagues, I think it is very important for us to respect also the soul and pray for the soul of our colleague from Office of the Prime Minister who died in that motor accident. Kindly rise up.
May the souls of those who have perished through road accidents rest in eternal peace.
And we pray for the chairman of the circle recovery. Now, honorable colleagues, Honorable Alex Ruhunda and the forum, I think we need to support all these efforts. Anything that can be done for road safety needs to be emphasized on. But with regard to the issue of releasing money for our village roads, Honorable Minister for Finance, Honorable Msasizi, you're the one who is always here. And today the acting government chief whip.
Thank you, Right Honorable. In the budget for financial year 2023-2024, we provided for an amount of 1 billion for each district. And there was a commitment that we shall be releasing 250 million per quarter. We managed to do it in the first quarter and the second quarter. In the third quarter, we had cash flow challenges, but we are looking forward in this final quarter to release the balance of 500 million.
Thank you. I think that's...
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker and members, recently, His Excellency the President of Uganda made some changes in his cabinet and also in UPDF, where Honorable General Erweru, according to him, was promoted to now Senior Presidential Advisor. I'm just seeking your clarification and maybe that of the Attorney General, whether one can be a member of Parliament and at the same time a presidential advisor. Because as far as I know, a presidential advisor is a public servant. And we need to know, did he reject the other position or is here illegally? Thank you so much.
Oh, he's occupying both. Honorable
Speaker, Right Honorable Speaker, I must say that General Erweru is well within his place to be here because he's a public servant, and to advise the Honorable Member that we are also public servants, ministers. We are not civil servants. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm very, very sure. Amanda, so that we can confirm both positions for General Erweru. But they are ever seated together in that corner. They are the best of friends. As long as he does not draw a salary of a senior presidential advisor, he's already having a salary of a member of Parliament. As long as he doesn't draw another salary, he is in a perfect position. Thank you. Next, Honorable Rusa Kero. Yes, there is an issue brought to my office which I wanted the Attorney General to handle early before I go for other issues.
I think it is about the international health regulation and the pandemic vote that is supposed to take place. I don't know, there's not much time. I would have read verbatim what is here for maybe the members to appreciate. But the gist is there's going to be a very important vote, and Uganda, being a member of the World Health Organization, is supposed to be informed prior, before this vote. But as far as I know, none of this has been brought to the attention of Parliament yet, and yet we have less than a month to go into these votes without consulting Parliament of Uganda, and this is something very, very key. Mr. Speaker, This is about the adoption at the 77th World Health Assembly, which states that any amendment shall be communicated to all state parties by the Director General at least 4 months before the Health Assembly at which it is proposed for consideration. So for me, I will share with you, Attorney General, this letter, open letter, and maybe you look at it as cabinet. But my request, yes, my request is that you request for a postponement of this vote, because we cannot, as a country, go into this vote without consulting this August House, because the issues that we are going to vote about on the amendments concerns every Ugandan. Thank you. Maybe if I can read.
No, you can't go into. So this is to do with COVID, or there are other pandemics coming, and these pandemics, you know, and how they were handled, and WHO failing to come out to clarify on some of the counties saying, no, we no longer have COVID. You can see what we are still going through. But they have very important and very impactful effects on the population. You saw what happened to do with our children during the pandemic of COVID and all that. Now, the members' major concern was there are important issues being decided on quietly there without even consulting the Attorney General. And then you find we are in international forums where we send our colleagues. We are stuck. You know, you ask Foreign Affairs sometimes, they were also not consulted on these issues. So I will request Attorney General, you link up with the Honorable Rusakero to ensure that indeed this issue is followed up to the letter. Next item.
Item first reading, 3.1.
Honorable Minister for Internal Affairs, or any honorable colleague, the Chief Whip.
The bill entitled the Non-Government Organizations Amendment Bill 2024 be read for the first time, and the bill is accompanied by the Certificate of Financial Implications.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. The bill is referred to the
Right Honourable Speaker, in accordance with the Rule 128 of the Rules of Procedure of Parliament of Uganda, I beg to move that bill entitled Children Amendment Bill 2024 be read for the first time. I beg to lay.
Thank you.
Right Honourable Speaker, in accordance with Section 76 of the Public Finance Management Act 2025 as amended, and the Rule 118 of Rules Procedure of Parliament of Uganda, I beg to lay on table Certificate of Financial Implication for Children Amendment Bill 2024.
Thank you.
The Children Amendment Bill 20.
Olwaleero nzizemu okutebullinga mu Parliament lisiti zetwaleeta edda ez'abannaffe abaabuzibwawo nga John Bosco Kibalama. Oweekitiibwa Nabbanja yatugamba nti oyo amanyiwa gy'ali tukyamubanja tumugamba mutuwe John Bosco Kibalama n'abalala. Ndeese ne lisiti ez'abo abali mu makomera ag'enjawulo ba Olivia Lutaya n'abalala abasibiddwa abamu okusoba mu myaka 3. Emisango gyabwe tegitandikanga olw'okubanga tewali bujulizi bubalumiriza, olw'okubanga tebazza musango gwonna. Tuze tubanja abantu bano. Ensonga zino juzi twazitwala ne mu kkooti nga tugamba kkooti ekake gavumenti okuta abantu bano n'okutuwa Bakibalama n'abalala abaabuzibwawo. Endala zikyalimu nazo mu court martial. Lisiti zino twaziteeka mu Parliament ne tuwako Oweekitiibwa Nabbanja, Attorney General n'abalala, ne tuwa ne Uganda Human Rights Commission naki era nga gye ziri eyo. Naye ensangi zino tulina bannaffe abalaga nti bo munnange bakola nnyo nti bo abantu bano babafaako nnyo ate ekyo nakyo kirungi kubanga kiraga nti bakkiriziganya naffe tuzze tugamba nti gavumenti eno etulugunya abantu ekwata abo abatagiwagira ne bateeka mu zi safe houses ababeera eruzira n'ekitala ne babeererayo ddala eyo myaka 3 n'okweyongerayo awatali musango so kirungi nti batandise okulaba ebintu bye tuzze twogerako nga tubanja so nzizeemu okuzireeta nate waleme kubeerawo lwekwaso kubanga tulina abamu abadde bagamba nti lisiti temuzituwa naye of course bannaffe abamu bakkirize okubayambako okutegeera ensonga zino ziddukanyizibwa zitya kubanga oli bw'aba mupya mu paalamenti mupya mu kabineti n'omuntu amazeeyo omwezi ogumu ayinza omuyambako nti kaakati ebintu ebimu by'obuuza owekitiibwa Nabbanja prime minister mukamaawo lisiti ezo azirina genda yazikuwe ne wano mu parliament records twaziteekayo era wano wooyita eno office gy'ogendako okufuna lisiti ezo so nga bwe tukyabayambayambako okuyiga ensonga zino ngambye nti kale waleme kubeerawo lwekwaso lisiti ezo kanzikomyewo nate era mu kuzikomyawo ngambye nti parliament eweeko prime minister lisiti endala kubanga already twamuwadda attorney general internal affairs minister n'omuntu omulala yenna yali agadde ku lisiti eno oba minister oba presidential advisor oba RDC oba ani abantu bonna abali eyo abawulira nti lisiti eno bagyetaaga kubanga bazze abamu nga bagamba L.O.P tuwe lisiti nzitaddeyo mu paalamenti kakati abakkaanya naffe nti gavumenti eno byekola bikyamu etulugunya abantu abatakkaanya nayo nebateeka eyo makomera awatali musango bakibalama n'abalala nebabuzaawo myaka kati n'okusobamu abo abakkiriziganya naffe batwegatteko ku nsonga zino lisiti ntaddeyo za mirundi ebiri emu eriko 18 bakibalama n'abalala ababuzibwayo then lisiti ey'abo abali mu makomera ensonga ze tufolowingako eriko abantu 55 naye ate abantu bano 55 buli we tugenda obbakyalira batugamba nti eyo mu makomera gye bali waliyo n'abalala abateekebwayo ababasookayo so kakati ne bano tuli mubafunako information bwe tunamala okufuna information eyo yonna yonna list tujaza updatinga naye at least zino zo zikakasibwa abantu bano gye bali mu makooti eyo ne mu makomera ne bano 18 nabo babuzibwawo ate nga ne gavumenti ekkiriza nti babasibangawo ekitibwa Nabbanja bwe yagamba bane muleke kubuzaabuzibwa nga bwe ngambye nti waliwo abantu abamu abaagala okulaga nti bakola nnyo nnyini ddala juzi twali ku court martial era nagenda ne babaka bannange okweyimirira bannaffe bano Olivia Lutaya n'abalala ku lwaki abazadde baabwe ab'enganda zaabwe abaami n'abakyala baabwe bagenda okubeeyimirira court martial negamba nti abantu bano tebasaanidde kubeeyimirira kakati fene tugamba okusookera ddala ekyo kikyamu ogamba otya nti omuzadde w'omuntu mukyala we muganda we naki tebasaanidde tebaweewuka kimala naye nengamba babaka bannange ffe tugende kale naffe tubeeyimirire tulabe oba kooti enaagamba nti naffe tetusaanidde so court martial egenda kuwa ensala yayo nga 15 okulaba oba ffe tusaanidde oba naffe tetusaanidde era bwe tuba tetusaanidde twagala kooti etubuulire ani asaanidde okweyimirira abantu bano gwe tuba tubaleetera naye nga bwe tubiwulira nti olwokubanga kooti twagiteeka mu kantu twagiteeka ku kisenge nga tugamba nti kakati naffe nga ababaka ba paalamenti tuvuddeyo mutubuulire oba naffe tetusaanidde twabiwuliddeko nti bagezaako okulaba nti abantu bano bateebwa kati waliwo ababiwulira ebyo nti abantu bano banaatera okuteebwa kankibuukire ndage nti nze ntaddewo embeera ne babata babeerayo mu politics mubaleke bakole baagala okukola naye ffe tusigala tubanja abantu bano bateebwe abo ababuzibwawo bakibalama n'abalala Nabbanja batuwe kubanga omanyi gye bali nga bwe wagamba nti abantu bano tebalina musango gwonna era oli bw'avaayo nga mukozi wa gavumenti n'agamba nti kale nja kugezaako nange okwogera noono okwogera n'oli okulaba nti bateebwa akkiriziganya naffe nti abantu bano tebalina musango kubanga omuntu alina omusango aba akubibwa mu mbuga z'amateeka obujulizi ne buleetebwa n'awozesebwa naye kati myaka giyise 3 tewali bujulizi buleetebwa kubanga tebalina musango so kakati abantu abagamba nti jakwogera noono jakwogera n'oli bakkiriziganya naffe nti gavumenti yaabwe
kyekola kikyamu ekyokutulugunya abantu abatagiwagira n'okubateeka eyo mu makomera awatali musango awatali bujulizi bwonna. So kirungi nti bakkiriza kye tuzze tugamba era katusuubire nti bajja kukoma ku gavumenti yaabwe babagambe nti bannange mulekeraawo okutulugunya bannansi n'abo abatabawagira.